show. Next comic coming to the stage, a very funny motherfucker coming out of Flint, Michigan. Give it up for Chris Reed. Hey, what up, Max? How y'all doing? Pretty nice looking crowd. Haven't seen a crowd this big since my last intervention. That didn't go too well, though. Alright, so before I even get into this, full disclosure, I'm high right now. Hey, I didn't smoke a joint or anything. I just live in Flint. Hey, it's just in the air. Hey, Flint's the only place I know where you can step out on your front porch and be like, there's nothing like a breath of fresh morning air. Fuck. Man, I haven't smoked a joint in 20 years and can't pass a drug test. Think that's some shit? Man, it's fucking cold in here. Who's ready for summer? Yeah, I'm actually kind of on the fence with summer because, I like the warm weather, but there are some things associated with summer that I just have a hard time with, like Pride Month. Yeah, like everywhere you look, man, it's a gay party, gay parade, gay festival.
I love gay shit.
It's too much, man. I mean, there's only so much dick I can suck. Speaking of dick, will somebody put a dick in his mouth? Quiet this motherfucker down. I'm just kidding, sir. I love you, man. I'm glad you're here. But you can stay over there. All right, I'll give you. That's all you get. Have a seat. Shut the fuck up. So, I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about myself. My name is Chris, and I identify as trisexual. I try to be sexual. Unfortunately, my wife is a drisexual. Kind of hard for me to get into that. If you know what I mean. Us trisexuals, we actually have our own flag. Just a bunch of frowny faces with some blue balls in the middle. See what else about me. Y'all ain't digging the blue balls, huh? Y'all must get laid more than me. I'm 52 with bad vision. I used to get excited about large breasts. Now I get excited about large font. Not quite the same. I used to steal things when I was a kid. Luckily, my mom was always there to make me give things back. You know, she'd be like, now you didn't pay for that candy bar. Let's take that back into the store and give it to the nice man at the counter. Those aren't your Hot Wheels. Let's take those back to your friend's house and give them back to him. Well, now I'm an adult. But sometimes I wish my mom was still here to make me give things back. You know, like, now you don't need that cocaine. Let's take that back to the nice man at the dope house. Now those crabs aren't yours. Let's go give those back to that skank at the bar. That's a cute joke, honey, but you didn't write that. Let's give that back to the comedian you stole it from. Yeah, she's a good mom. I try to be a good dad. Took my kids back to my old neighborhood to show them the places that are special to me. Yeah, I showed them the playground where I had my first kiss, the parking lot where I learned how to ride a bike, the intersection where I got my first DUI, the motel where I got my first STD. It was a little awkward. Probably should have skipped the reenactments. Don't ever do that. I'm actually a little irritated right now. Y'all mind if I vent for a minute? Yeah, cool, thank you. Well, I was almost late getting here today because I got stuck behind a bunch of people who were doing 10 miles under the speed limit. You know how it is, yeah. So finally I got pissed and I sped past them and I was like, fuck you! Fuck you and all your stupid little orange flags. Must have been a car club or something. So, I don't understand this obsession with Chris Hemsworth. You know, the Marvel actor? I mean, he's decent looking, but he is not all that. I was actually thinking about him the other day while I was masturbating. I had a thorgasm. Which makes sense, because in my fantasy, my ass was getting hammered. It was marvelous. That went from bad to worse, didn't it? Oh, well, fuck it. So I'm actually a substitute teacher. That's my day job. I don't like my day job. I do try to be positive, though. Like, every morning when I go to work, before I walk into the building, I always stop and I say, it's going to be a great day somewhere. It's a hard job because these kids are just out of control, right? So I've come up with a way to get back at the ones that piss me off. Like right before recess, I'll tell them, all right, we're about to have a little spelling test, and here's how it works. I give you a word to spell, and if you spell it correctly, you get to go outside for recess. If you spell it wrong, you spend recess in the office. Let's start over here with Skylar. Skylar, spell dog. Skylar's like D-O-G. Good job, Skylar, get in line. Next we'll go with Calvin. Calvin, spell cat. Calvin's like, that's easy, C-A-T. All right, Calvin, go line up. Next becomes Steven, the little asshole. Like, oh, look whose turn it is next, Steven. Steven, spell anti-disestablishmentarianism. And Steven hates me. But that's okay, because I hate him too. One thing that helps me with classroom management is positive reinforcement. You know, giving the kids praise when they do a good job. Yeah, I'll walk around the room, I'll be like, oh, I like how Billy is raising his hand, and oh, I like how Susie's coloring inside the lines. Gives the other kids incentive to do better. And this actually works so well that I've started doing this in my personal life. Like last weekend, I hosted an orgy. Oh, I was all over that living room. I was like, oh, I like how Tina is tonguing the butthole. Oh, look how Lucy has a cock in each hand. Good job, Lucy. Of course, you always got your slackers. Be like, oh, I don't know, Paul. We're 10 minutes in and Becky's pants are still on. That pussy's not going to eat itself, buddy. I think the worst thing about being a sub, though, is bumping into the kids when I'm out at the stores. It's awkward, because they're kids, right? It's like you never know what they're going to say. Like I saw this little boy, he was like, Daddy, there's that man that locked me in the closet. I was like, what's up, champ? Then I saw a little girl, she was like, Mama, there's that man that stole my lunch money. That's a sweet little side hustle right there. And fuck the store. I don't even like going to the stores anymore. I hate the use scans. Don't you hate the use scans? Yeah, I hate how you gotta lick your fingers to get the plastic bags apart. Yeah, I was doing that the other day and the guy next to me looked over, he's like, hey man, you don't gotta lick your fingers. He's like, look, if you got oily skin like me, just do this. That'll get the bags apart. I said, damn, thanks man, but my skin's a little dry today. But then I thought, well, my balls are kind of sweaty. Yeah, let me go ahead and... So I rubbed them a little bit. They got the bags apart. Yeah, then the cashier comes over, she's like, you find everything okay? I was like, yeah, high five. Oh, shit. Another thing I hate about the stores is the high-ass prices, man. Prices are through the roof, right? And even when something's on sale, the sales are just stupid. Like, I saw this sale that said, buy 15 bottles of Pantene, save $2. I'm like, 15 bottles? What am I shampooing? A 70s bush? Stupid. Hey, speaking of stupid, I got those energy-saving light bulbs. What a joke. I mean, yeah, they use less energy, but they also barely put out any light. Good thing is, now it's not so bad when my wife asks me to do her with the lights on. Yeah, that's a joke. My wife's a beautiful woman. Not only is she beautiful, but she's funny, man. She's got a quick wit. Like yesterday, she rolled her eyes at me. I said, you know, eye rolling is a microaggression. She said, so is your penis. She's not wrong. So y'all might have noticed I have a slight limp. I was out getting my wife some flowers and I twisted my ankle. Tripped over a tombstone when I was leaving the cemetery. Yeah. It's worth it though. I got her some roses. Shout out to the Thompsons. Whoever they are. Saved me some cash. But I had to get my wife some flowers though, because I made her mad at me the other day. We were at a family dinner, and I told her she had a booger, like right in front of everyone. And she got embarrassed. So afterwards, we decided to come up with some code words to use in case that happened again. So we decided that if you got a booger in the nose, then we'll say you got a homie in the crib, right? But sometimes the homie leaves the crib. So if you got a booger on the lip, then we'll say there's a homie on the porch, right? Worst thing though is when the homie leaves the porch. Man, we were at a party, my wife looked at me, she's like, OMG, homie in the yard. I repeat, homie in the yard. And I went in the bathroom and looked in the mirror, I had a homie smashed into my beard. Man, how does that even happen? Oh, but that ain't nothing. We were at Meijer in the checkout lane, and I sneezed real hard. My wife was like, homie across the street. And I looked at the dude in front of us. My homie was stuck to the back of his neck. Yeah. We were cracking up too. Till the dude turned around. He was like, what's so funny? I was like, no, man. We were just laughing about something that happened to my homie. That was a close one. So my wife's a therapist. She's an expert in depression, anxiety, trauma, PTSD, grief and loss, substance use, and attachment disorders. Which basically means she's qualified to deal with my shit, right? The ironic thing about her being a therapist, though, is that she loves to talk. Man, she talks so much, I went out and bought a hearing aid just so I could turn that shit down. Yeah. Her favorite thing to talk about is her dreams, which I don't mind listening, but then when she asks me about my dreams, it makes me feel kind of stupid. Like this morning, we were laying there, she's like, last night I had a dream that my dad was in a retirement home, and I went to visit him, but they wouldn't let me in to see him, so I found the window to his room, and I could see him, but he couldn't see me, and he was laying there in a bed, and he had the keyboard that I bought him for his birthday, except all the keys were missing, and then all of a sudden everything went dark, and I could hear Amazing Grace playing in the background, and I tried to call out to him, but there was no sound coming out of my mouth, and I know there's a lot of symbolism there, but I'm just not sure how to analyze those things. And she looks at me and she's like, did you have any dreams? I'm like, I dreamt I was at Disneyland with Chris Hemsworth. That's all I got. But I read that people are actually waiting longer to get married now, which I think is good, because I think you can get married too young. I had a friend, he got married when he was 18. Messed him up. He started blinking a lot. Yeah, him and his wife would come over to visit. They sit down on the couch. My friend would be like, I thought it was a nervous tick. Years later, I found out it was Morse code. He was saying, help me. This bitch is crazy. None of us ever picked up on it, though. Poor guy. All right, so here's a question. Have you ever been on hold for so long that you forget who you called? Yeah, I was on hold the other day, like forever, right? Finally, the lady comes back and she's like, I am so sorry for the wait. What's the appointment for? I was like, well, I think I need a new prescription for my testosterone pills because I'm still having some trouble getting aroused. And when I do ejaculate, there's like barely anything coming out. She was like, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but what are we doing with the Jeep Patriot? Oops. Oh, fuck, man. All right, so you guys seem pretty cool. I feel like I can share this with you. And this might be TMI, y'all, but lately I've been having some issues with my backside, some sharp pains, burning sensations, some bleeding. And I'm in my 50s now, so 2 words keep going through my head. Colon cancer, right? I actually searched up the symptoms, and unfortunately, everything matches up. So, yeah, I'm concerned that this discomfort I've been experiencing is probably colon cancer. Or it could be the gerbil. I should probably look into getting him declawed soon. Alright, so I'll leave y'all with this. Y'all like stories? I got a little story I want to tell you. I think y'all like this. It's cute. I think you like it. So, I work with this handicapped bitch, right? I know that sounds harsh, but she pissed me off. I'm mad at her, right? Now, so look, she got the handicap plate on her car. She parks in the handicap spot, 10 feet from the handicap door, and she's got her own key to the handicap bathroom. But every time I see her, she looks normal, she acts normal, she walks normal, she talks normal. So I'm pissed, man. Like, why should this person be getting all these privileges and she ain't even handicapped? So one day I decide I'm gonna let her know that I know how she's getting over on everybody. And I'm gonna be a smartass about it too. So I catch her coming down the hall walking toward me, and I go up to her and I'm like, hey, nice job on the scam. High five. Don't ever high five somebody with a hook hand. Man, this shit fucking hurt. Alright, I hope y'all enjoy your next comedian more than you enjoyed me. Have a good night. I'm Chris Reed.
Alright, you guys, we're going to do a little intermission here. We're all going to go outside because it's 4:20 and we're going to get fucking baked. You guys down for that? I got a shit ton of joints, so I'm just going to pass.